My country people yawa don cast concerning the court when e be say Peter Obi at ten d. No be small one happen for inside that court, as even the chairman of INEC, that one don still dey confess on im own side, because dem know say that election day, which is that on the 25th, wetin really happen, all of them see am say no be Tinubu, no be dem suppose to carry this president give, but just because of say dem don do wetin dem wan do for back, so dem dey try the whole miss to cover the whole stop, even with the beavers of a thing wey dem dey talk about say right now for the next election, so na dem wan use, dem wan still try to reconfigurate everything so that make the whole thing not work. At the end of the day, when people go still comot for house go cast their vote, we go come still hear one story and the other. And the INEC chairman don postpone the election wey suppose to take place on the 11th of this month. E don postpone am to on the 18th again. Everybody just dey look them, the way they want to maneuver these things, now they find, but this time around it's not going to work for them. So my people, this video wey be so una wan watch right now, na about the update when e be say e happen for inside court. Now una go watch for this video, so make I just drop the video, watch to the end, make you hear wetin dey happen for that country. Hey, thank you all for tuning in into this our channel. For this our channel, we dey react to news and gossip, and at the end of the video, make you leave wetin you think concerning the video in the comment section, and also like, share our video, subscribe to this our YouTube channel if you be say you never subscribe. So my people, there was this video I want us all to watch together, make we foresee wetin dey happen. So guys, let's watch this video.
I'd like to state, the fact that INEC, a lot of people, international community is saying they can't be trusted, and the truth has to be told. Anytime I speak to facts. If you have other objective being neutral, what the heck is being neutral? Fact is commonsensical. It's as simple as that. I present the fact to you with common sense. All right? If you have a better argument, controvert my fact with a better argument. I like argumenting. All I care for is the truthfulness of the Nigerian process and being in the vanguard of having a solid democracy in our country. And that's all I stand for. And I don't care for any political party, because I see the political class as one. So these are just the facts of the matter I have stated empirically. So this is just to give you guys an update. I have a quick update on the foreign scene, so that it's not going to look as if INEC I didn't touch this time requested that if they couldn't get their hands on, the beavers to be able to refigure, they will not have elections, which I think is cheap blackmail, because the court had granted the parties before now the ability to be able to inspect electoral materials. And even before now, INEC wasn't ready for these elections. INEC had a lot of problems with their ad hoc staff. A lot of people were fired from the commission, because of the activities in the last election and all of that. And even with all the attacks on youth corps members and the likes, a lot of things happened, So the truth has to be told, INEC wasn't ready before now. But they've postponed the election to the 18th, that's another 1 week. So we'll see how that goes, but I still like to call on Nigerians to come out there, to vote. And concerning the beavers and the court ruling yesterday, INEC claims now that it has a server that it has transferred all the materials to. I don't want to, I look at that skeptically, because at first this was the same INEC that claimed they didn't have a server to transport all the materials for the, what's it called, in 2019, all the materials from the card reader. All of a sudden it claims it has a server now. Secondly, the locus classicus in the case of beavers has been the Osun court case, where INEC gave a certified true copy of one result of the server, what happened on the server, to APC, which was not complete, and gave another one to PDP a month after, and claimed that, materials are not finished transporting at that point in time. So, and when you also look at the lawyers in this case, the lawyers are saying that from the Osun case, they learned that INEC should give them the physical right to the beavers machine itself to be able to check it themselves, rather than just give them certified true copy. Because this was the same INEC that gave two different certified true copies. So if their objectivity was suspect in the case of Osun, why should we trust INEC now? INEC has been able to lose, their credibility to a great extent. And this is the facts on ground. These are empirical facts on ground. So the truth has to be told. We will look at this, we'll look at it in the coming days. Probably, maybe the other lawyers from all parties will go to court. And when they go to court, they will even be able to challenge the fact that INEC, is even getting a chance to reconfigure their beaver.
Ruling on the application made by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to vary the orders granted the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party on the inspection and forensic auditing of ballot papers, as well as the bimodal voter registration accreditation system, BVAS, was used in conducting the Saturday, February 25 presidential elections. Well, the Court of Appeal has just delivered ruling on the first case, which is the one that involves INEC and the Labour Party. And of course, you're seeing it scrolling there on the bottom of your screen. And let's read it directly to you that the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal has granted the Labour Party and its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, permission to carry out digital and forensic inspection on the February 25, 2023 election materials. However, the prayer of Labour Party to stop INEC from further use of the machine was not granted by the court, as according to the court, it would affect the governorship and state house of assembly elections coming up this Saturday, 11th of March 2023. The order goes on that the INEC has been directed to avail a certified true copy of the data contained in the BVAS machine to the applicant, since it says that the data contained can be uploaded to the server and retrieved when necessary. So what that essentially means is that the INEC may still proceed with the conduct of the governorship election on Saturday, the 11th of March. Remember that there were fears that that election may be postponed if the court rules otherwise.
Procure vital evidence required for their petition. INEC filed an application seeking to vary those orders, particularly as it relates to the server, BVAS machine. Luckily for us today, the court refused to vary that order. That order is sustained and remains. In another ruling, the court was of the view that they are given the back-end server, which INEC undertook to provide to secure those materials, that order is partly sustained. Those initial orders are partly sustained. But in all, the good news is that the initial order of the court made on the 3rd of March, permitting Peter Gregory and Labour Party to inspect the facilities of INEC, including the BVAS machine, which they intend to use to prove their petition. Those orders are sustained. The application seeking to vary it was refused. So that is the story for today. Thank you, gentlemen. My name is Ben Anachobe.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, good evening. The Court of Appeal just gave a ruling on, of course, what Nigerians have been expecting to hear, to ascertain whether the March 11 elections would actually, governorship elections will actually continue in a few days' time. But of course, they've given the Labour Party and its presidential candidate leave to actually inspect, this materials, of course, the February 25th presidential election materials. Standing with me here in court is one of the lead lawyers of the Labour Party, and its presidential candidate, Alex Ejisimie, who joined me here now to say a little about what transpired in court today, sir. Good evening, sir. Yes, please, just a little detail about the ruling and how it affects the entirety of the whole process, the electoral process?
Okay, yesterday the Independent National Electoral Commission brought an application to vary the order which was made by the Court of Appeal on the 4th of March. Interestingly, the Court of Appeal this evening refused to vary that order. But what is worrisome to us is that the courts in their own application allowed them to reconfigure the BVAS machine according to them for purposes of the March 11th governorship election in the country. Well, INEC gave an undertaking that they have a back-end server that will protect every data. So we are going to hold them accountable. They said they have a back-end server. So we are going to hold them accountable if anything will happen to any of the information as contained in the BVAS machine. So that is essentially what transpired in court today.
So generally, what do you think the implication of this? What do you think the implication is about this whole?
Well, we are not too comfortable with that. We are not too comfortable that the court will allow them to reconfigure. But the court has spoken, and there's nothing we can do about it. We had expected that INEC should have separate BVAS for separate elections, because when you allow them to reconfigure, how sure are we that the information stored already will be protected during the course of the reconfigure? So these are the fears we have. But the court had spoken, and the INEC had given an undertaking that nothing will happen to the information stored in the BVAS machine. So that is our position.
Okay, the ruling of the court today, does it have any constitutional implications whatsoever in terms of looking at the law and the constitution itself? Do you think that this is a very good move for the Labour Party and of course its presidential candidate?
Well, we are going to review when we get to our office. We are going to discuss with our candidates and the team of lawyers, and we decide what next to do with respect to the ruling. That's all I can tell you for now.
Thank you very much.
All right, well,
thank you. There you have it. The counsel for Labour Party and its presidential candidate Alex Ejiseme SAN, who have spoken in the light of the fact that of course they are not they are holding INEC to the award, saying that they would upload most of these materials for the configuration to actually take place. And the court has said that since you have said that you would upload these materials and then these materials are readily accessible when needed, it means that yes, you can go ahead with the March 11 governorship elections while making available the certified true copy of this of the data contained in the BVAS to the party and its presidential candidate, of course, for forensic checks.